Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Nidhi Taneja. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 24th of August. India launches probe into submarine data leak. Baloch activists fighting for freedom raise anti-Pakistan slogans. And Hindus in India gear up for Janmashtami festival. And now for all the details. Indian Interior Minister Rajnath Singh on Wednesday reviewed the security situation in India's northern Kashmir, which has been embroiled in violent protest. He met political leaders of major parties in the region and took a briefing from top army, police and paramilitary officials. Singh is also expected to hold talks with civil society members during his two-day visit. Moving on, Indian Olympic medalist Akshi Malik was greeted with a warm welcome as she arrived in capital New Delhi on Wednesday. The wrestler brought India its fourth bronze medal in wrestling in the Olympic history.
India's wrestling star Sakshi Malik arrived in New Delhi to a rousing welcome. Fans, media persons and politicians received the young athlete who became the first Indian woman wrestler to clinch a medal at the Olympics at Rio.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग है और इतना वार्म वेलकम किया मेरा, तो मैं सबको बहुत थैंक यू करना चाहती हूँ। बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत प्राउड फील हो रहा है।
The 23-year-old wrestler, who hails from neighbouring Haryana province, headed to Bahadurgarh town where a lavish reception was held for her. She will be conferred with the country's highest sporting honour, Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna, by the federal government for her Olympic feat.
Staying on news from India, India has launched an investigation into the reported leakage of sensitive details about its combative Scorpene submarines. The Australian newspaper reported on the sensitive details of the submarine, including technical manuals and models of the boat's antenna.
The Indian Navy's ambitious Scorpene program hit a major blow after reports broke out about the leakage of its top-secret data. The leak about the combative and sleuth capabilities of the soon-to-be-inducted diesel-electric submarine could provide intelligence to India's strategic rivals. The leak, which was first reported in the Australian newspaper, runs to more than 22,400 pages, detailing the secret combat capability of the 6 Scorpene-class submarines that French shipbuilder DCNS has designed for the Indian Navy.
मैंने चीफ ऑफ नेवी उनको बोला है कि वो पूरा विश्लेषण करें, उसका क्या लीक हुआ है, हमारे बारे में उसमें क्या है, कितना हद तक उसका अगर है तो लीक बराबर. DCNS that we can invoke. What I understand, because it came to my knowledge at about 12 o'clock yesterday night. What I understand is there is a hacking. So we'll find out all these aspects.
According to The Australian, the data on the Scorpene was written in France for India in 2011 and is suspected of being removed from France in that same year by a former French Navy officer who was at that time a DCNS subcontractor.
Moving on to news from Pakistan. A day after Muttahida Qaumi Movement chief Altaf Hussein's inflammatory speech, the Pakistan-based leadership of the party distanced itself from his comments. Violent protests broke out in port city of Karachi by party workers, killing one, leaving several injured.
Senior Muttahida Qaumi Movement or MQM leader Farooq Sattar, who was detained on Monday after the attack on the TV channel, sought to distance himself from the comments made by the party's long-time leader Altaf Hussain, who lives in self-imposed exile in London. Sattar assumed control of the party leadership, while Hussain on Wednesday handed over the party's powers of reorganization, policy-making and decision-making to the Rabita Committee or the Central Coordination Committee. Sattar said Monday's violence, during which MQM supporters fired shots at the office of a television channel, had been started by Hussain when he criticized Pakistani media in a telephone address to his supporters in Karachi.
जाहिर है जो कुछ भी हुआ अच्छा नहीं हुआ, बुरा हुआ, बल्कि ये कहना ज़रूरी है कि बहुत बुरा हुआ, नहीं होना चाहिए था। फैसले हम करेंगे, फैसले यहाँ से होंगे, एमक्यूएम को हम यहाँ से ऑपरेट करेंगे।
British police has announced that they are assessing the contents of the speech made by Hussain against the state of Pakistan, inciting violence. Hussain is known for giving fiery addresses to his followers in Karachi through a loudspeaker connected to a telephone in his London home.
Meanwhile, the United States has expressed concern over human rights violations in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The U.S. State Department spokesperson Mark Toner said that he could not agree with the view that nobody knew about human rights violation in Pakistan-administered Kashmir before Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted about the same recently. The region, which was a part of India's northern princely province of Jammu and Kashmir, was illegally occupied by Pakistan in 1948, and since then it has been neglected by Islamabad.
We do have concerns about the human rights situation there. I have reported it for several years in our human rights report, and we've obviously are always urging all parties in Pakistan to work out their differences peaceably and through a valid political process. And with respect to Kashmir, you know, our policy there is well known. Please.
People in Pakistan's Balochistan province raised their voices against the Pakistani establishment. They reinforced their freedom struggle by shouting anti-Pakistan slogans and burning the Pakistani flag.
The members of Baloch Republican Party or BRP have been holding protest demonstration for the past 4 days in Sui, Dera Bukti, Jafrabad and Nazirabad districts of Pakistan's southwestern province of Balochistan. The protesters raised slogans against Chief Minister of Balochistan, Sanullah Zaheri, for declaring Brahmdag Bukti a traitor. Bukti was dubbed traitor for hailing Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his references to Pakistan's mistreatment of Balochistan and the atrocities meted out to the people in the region.
ब्राह्मण मुक्ति के हजारों जान निसार उनकी एक इशारे पे जान निसार कुर्बान करने के लिए तैयार है। गुलामी की ऐनक को उतारो और फिर देखो, फिर हकीकत वाज़ेह हो जाएगी कि उन के बलोचिस्तान में किन की ज़्यादा अक्सरियत है और किसकी ज़्यादा चाहने वाले हैं।
Holding the pictures of the Indian Prime Minister, late Baloch leader Akbar Bukti and Brahmdag Bukti, the protesters, including children with their faces covered, raised slogans against Islamabad and also burnt Pakistan's national flag. They also raised the Indian flag.
A 6.8 magnitude earthquake shook parts of South Asia on Wednesday. The epicenter has been located in central Myanmar, around 15 miles west of the town of Chok. Tremors were also felt in eastern India and Bangladesh. No casualty has been reported so far. Moving on to news from Bangladesh, students in Bangladesh on Wednesday took to streets demanding new dormitories. The students have been protesting since early this month, alleging that the authorities are not paying any heed.
Hundreds of students from Dhaka's Jagannath University blocked a road leading to the Education Ministry, demanding new dormitories from the government. The university has 11 dormitories in different parts of Dhaka, but all of them have been taken over by locals.
আমরা এখানে একত্রিত হয়েছি আমাদের বাসস্থান হলের দাবির জন্য। সারা দেশবাসী আমাদের এই সমস্যাটা যাতে বুঝে এবং কর্তৃপক্ষ এই সমস্যাটা আমাদের এই হলের দাবি, এই হলের আবাসন ব্যবস্থাটা যাতে সমাধান করে।
A student movement demanding the recovery of the dormitories grew bigger in 2009, prompting the government to take action to recover the students' halls. Despite recommendations from the Land Ministry, the Dhaka district administration did not take steps to hand over ownership of several halls to the university authorities.
A 24-year-old Indian girl created world record by drumming for 31 hours in a marathon session. She had been on a mission to achieve the feat for the last 2 years.
A girl from a small town of India's central Madhya Pradesh province entered the Golden Book of World Records for the longest drumming marathon. Srishti Patidar achieved the feat by drumming for 31-hour-long session. She took 3 breaks during the session, the same as the earlier record holder Sofia from Mexico, who had played the drums for 24 hours at a stretch.
I'm feeling very good because जो सोचा था मैंने वो कंप्लीट कर लिया है। हाँ, स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा सा था कि टारगेट था खुद के लिए कि ठीक है 24 आवर्स के बाद 31 आवर्स कंप्लीट कर पाऊंगी कि नहीं कर पाऊंगी, बट विल पावर थी, दैट्स व्हाई आई वाज एबल टू डू दिस।
Patidar started learning how to play the drum when she was in school. After completing her studies in engineering, she approached a coach under whom she has been training for the record attempt for the last 2 years. Her father works as a farmer but assisted her training despite financial restraints. Patidar says now she wants to spread awareness about drumming in India, especially among girls.
Hindu devotees across India have made grand preparations for the festival of Janmashtami. Various rituals are performed to mark the day.
The festival of Janmashtami is celebrated with zest across the country. It commemorates the birth of Hindu Lord Krishna. Dahi Handi forms an important part of the event. It involves making a human pyramid and breaking an earthen pot filled with curd. Preparations are on in full swing in India's western Surat city.
हम 100 से 150 महिलाएं इन्वॉल्व है और 1.5 महीने से हम प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं लगातार। रोज अपना काम करके हम यहाँ स्पेशल प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए आते हैं।
In northern Muradabad, a Muslim family has been stitching clothes for the idol of Lord Krishna for the past 30 years. Each year, devotees buy new clothes to decorate the idol. According to Hindu mythology, Lord Krishna was born at midnight. Hence, the birth ceremony is celebrated with great zest and enthusiasm at midnight.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India launches probe into submarine data leak. Baloch activists fighting for freedom raise anti-Pakistan slogans. And Hindus in India gear up for Janmashtami festival. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.